Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me on another YouTube video. You guys, your YouTubies, Teletubbies, I think maybe you're a Tubinite. Or Tubies. One of those, Tubies, Tubinites, Subscribers, any of those I might be using at any time to refer to you guys. So, I'm a little upset today. I just spent 30 minutes of my time doing a video and I forgot to turn the microphone on. Yep. Forgot to turn it on and now I got to do it all over again. However, by doing it over again, I might be able to make it a little bit better because like I said, I'm a one-take Joe right now. I'm not doing any kinds of editing, any kind of that stuff because I just don't know how to do it yet. Might look a little dark today. I got some lighting and this back screen here for some special stuff coming up. And I have not yet set the lighting up yet. I'm literally in a very, very, very 10-foot by 10-foot room. I think this was a baby's room prior to me moving in here. But that being said, today's video is how to improve your marksmanship, especially when it comes to a pistol. And this has been hammered into me from day one in the police academy all the way through to now when we go through our yearly classes to be able to carry anywhere in the country. But there are basically 5 fundamentals that will increase your accuracy. And you can slip from one or the other and still be accurate. But in terms of being completely accurate, you need to employ all 5 of these techniques that I'm about to give you for free. That's right, free. Not even going to charge you. Not like some of those other gun people out there. What do they call it? What do they call them? Instructors or whatever. I'm going to give you the word from the instructors to you directly through as a bonus for being here. Now, one thing I would like to say is I'm trying to set up a Patreon account for $1 a month. For $1 a month, you get knowledge, some funny stuff, and a pretty cool guy, pretty nice guy, for $1 a month. I don't know if it's completely set up yet, but what I plan on doing is I have a sponsor who's going to be printing me some pretty cool stuff. And what I might be doing is for Patreon people, $1 tier, you get 1 chance to win on the weekly drawing, and then maybe 2 chances for the monthly grand prize. And then if you're a $5 subscriber tier 2, then you'll get like 10 chances. And if you're a 3rd tier at like say $9.99, $10 a month, you'll get 20, maybe 25 chances to win. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it in terms of putting stuff in a bingo ball thing and drawing out a number, or if it's just going to be an electronic number generator. But my sponsor, 3D Printworks, you will be able to get a hold of him, Joe at 3D Printworks, WERKS, all one word, at gmail.com, or 443-966-1000. He's not sponsoring me in any money, any monetary way, but he is going to be making me some cool stuff to give away every week, maybe every month. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. And until I can work up enough to have a little bit of money to buy things to give away for free. Maybe something that I'm reviewing, maybe I'll end up giving that away. So without further ado, the 5 fundamentals that you need to increase your marksmanship, especially with a pistol. The first thing I think I want to go over would be, and it's not, any of these is not the most important, I would say. Well, there is the one that is the most important, but this is partly what you need to do to be accurate. Now, this assumes you're left-handed. I should have did it the other way around, be right-handed. But so what you need to do is you need to place your feet shoulder length apart from your body, like pretty much shoulder straight down. And what you want to do is you want to put the ball of your foot, and if you were to move it over, it's going to go into the part where your arch is on your other foot. So if you're right-handed, you would be like this, and your shoe could come over and mate up to your little indent there. And if you're left-handed, it would be just the opposite way, like that. So here is my diagram of it. And that's what I'm basically saying. This is a left-handed person here. And you can see how the ball of his foot here, if you moved all the way over, would be in the indent part of his other foot. So that's what you want to do. You also should, on that front foot, lean a little bit onto that onto that leg. That helps mitigate recoil. So you ever see those people at the range, they're like boom, 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 and they're falling backwards? That's because they're not leaning in. They need to lean in a little bit to counteract that push that you're getting when you're shooting your pistol. And it helps recoil. It helps you maintain a flatter pistol and get on target faster. So that's the first point. Now let me get into the more important thing first before we move on to some other things. Sight alignment and sight picture. That's the most important. If you don't have your sight on your target, you're not going to be able to hit it. And you need to be able to align your 3-dot sight, or however you have it set up. And if that's not set up properly, you're not going to hit what you're aiming at. So, sight alignment and sight picture. Now, what I mean by that is, this is assuming you have a 3-dot system, and that would look like this right here at the bottom. Now, what we refer to as a 3-dot system, this is your front blade, and these are your rear blades over here and here. Okay? Now, if you have 3 dots, a lot of companies are coming out with just the front dot with a blacked out rear dot, but let's just assume you have 3 dots. This is what you're looking down your top of your slide at your sight is going to look like. Okay? So, you want to have what's called equal light and equal height. So, the equal height is all 3 of the blades need to be at the same height. You don't want one down below or one up, because then your trajectory of your bullet won't impact where you think it's going to impact. You also have to have equal light, which means between the blades, okay? Between here and here, or here. I have a hard time seeing because I'm looking at a little screen. It's my first time not using my cell phone. I'm trying to use a semi-professional camera. So anyway, you want equal light on both sides. If you have a real thin strip on one side and a real fat strip of light on the other side, well, you are going to be way off in one direction or the other. So you want equal light and equal height. Okay, if you do that, then the 3 dots will automatically be lined up across from each other. So that's equal light, equal height. Now, again, I stick in my fingers where it don't belong, I keep screwing stuff up. So some people like to put their equal light, equal height, and they put the 3 parts right across at just under the bullseye. That's called a 6 o'clock hold. And that's a preference. That's not necessarily any more accurate. That's just allowing you to put the your straight line right at the apex of that little circle at the bottom. Other people like to put their sights so that they cut the circle in half. Now, that is a little bit less accurate because you're not 100% sure exactly where the optimal spot to cut the circle in half is. So, by putting it at the bottom where the circular bullseye is, you know where that's going to hit, and up close it's not going to make much of a difference. Say up to 25 yards, you're still going to be in that thoracic cavity. So that's the hold patterns you can do. And the 6 o'clock hold also gives you a little bit more data to work with in terms of where you're going to be at on paper or on target. All right, so that gets rid of that. So the next couple of things is trigger control. And what I mean by that is gun's empty. All right, trigger control. First is your position. You want your finger, I don't know if you can really see that, but you want your finger, the pad of your index finger, the middle of the pad needs to be right on that shoe or on the trigger if it don't have a shoe. You don't want to be like that because then you're going to pull to the right, and you don't want to be too far off this way because you're going to push to the left. So you want that meaty bit of that index finger right there, and then you want to, of course, pull straight back. Now, when you do that, there's a trick as well to this, is you click it. Now, it recycles or cycles. You want to slowly let the trigger out till you hear that click. That's called the reset. You don't want to come all the way out and then go back in, all the way out and come back in. You want to pull the trigger, and then you want to slowly let it out. You hear that click, and then shoot again. Slowly let it out, click again. Okay? Now, obviously, if you're in a gun battle, you're not going to be doing that, but with enough training, you could probably get closer to that versus slapping the trigger. You're going to end up shooting down to the left or down to the right and missing what you're trying to aim at. So, that's trigger control. Pull straight back. Make sure the meaty part of your index finger is right in the center. Okay. Stance. We've already pretty much covered that. Shoulder width apart. You know, the one ball fits in between the where the arch would be on the other side, depending if you're left or right. Now we're talking about breath control. Breath control, they used to say, take a deep breath, hold it, and take your shot. No, that's not the way they do it anymore. Nowadays, they want you to take your regular breath, and at the very end of your breath, when you're exhaling, you have what's called a momentary pause. That's when they want you to take the shot. So you're like breathing in. Right there, before you take your breath, is when you take your shot. Now, obviously, again, in a gunfight, you won't be doing that so much. But if you have time to take your first shot, that's what you want to do. Put the first shot. And that's probably going to be your most accurate shot. And then after that, you know, if there's a lull in the situation, you can do it again. But, you know, people do the weirdest things under stress of a gunfight. And they can't even tell you how many rounds they fired a lot of times. So, that covers the 5 fundamentals. Now, when I was growing up, a friend of mine named Wyatt Earp, he told me, and he ingrained into me a philosophy. and I'm going to read it because every time I try to say it, I screw it up. But he said, and I quote, "Fast is fine, but accuracy is final. One must learn to be slow in a hurry." Wyatt Earp. Now, what that basically says is you need to be able to be competent enough to be fast, but have the accuracy of being slow. Okay, so you need to practice and practice and practice so that your result is a nice, clean shot that more so is slow, but you have to be learned to be fast at it to win a gunfight. You know, the first person to put a good anatomical hit into the adversary is one that usually wins the battle. And another saying is you can never miss fast enough. So that means you can go out and fire 10 rounds, but if you were so fast and you didn't hit anything, now you're 10 rounds down, you might have 2, 3, 5, depending on what your capacity is, to continue the fight. And yeah, if you had taken a little bit extra time, did some of these fundamentals, it might only took 1 or 2 rounds, and that's the end of the fight. So that is, in a nutshell, your lesson of the day for better accuracy with a handgun. I am going to throw in some other bits and tidbits, maybe 30-second videos, but you guys are getting good information that I'm giving you that people pay for every day. So subscribe, you subscribers, or you YouTubies, and I will see you in the next video. And I want to see at least 5 more subscribers. I know you're out there. Tell some of your guys, especially people who like this type of content, while it's here, to subscribe so they get them. Look into the Patreon. Right now I have a single tier, $1 a month. I'm not sure if it's even working, because I'm not sure really how to do that right now. And this is a one-take wonder. This is it. There's no editing, but I promise I'm going to learn how to do that. And as soon as I get some money, I'm going to be doing some stuff, green stuff back here, and maybe some overlays and pictures, and you know, the closed caption kind of stuff. But all that needs to be learned, as well as me doing my YouTube videos and my Amazon reviews. So that's all I have for you today. Stay vigilant, stay frosty, you know, stay safe. That's all I can tell you for now, and I'm going to try to turn this off with one button. Let's see if it works.